Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the SWUS. NBA Thursday, as I'm sure you probably know, not the most valuable betting time of the year when it comes to NBA basketball. Just a couple games left on the schedule. I'm going to go through one in this video. We'll go through them all on the live show tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern time, but obviously going to be passing on several of these. I do have two bets down, though, so I do have a couple down, but as a whole, it's a tough time for the NBA. As far as last night, I only posted one bet on the site. It was Suns -2. That line closed at like 7.5, 8. That game didn't even start yet, though, so I couldn't even tell you how he did. Hopefully, by the time you're watching this, Suns -2 cashed. But yeah, I'm going to go through one or two games here.
Welcome to the SWUS. The SWUS. SWUS. Hey, get the SWUS.
All right, so we got the Pelicans on the road in Sacramento. Kings are laying 1 point at home. The total sitting at 219. And check this out. Our model's got this one spot on. According to the model, the final score of this game should be 110-109 Kings. So Kings -1 and the total of the game at 219. Model's got this one perfect. Injuries and inactives, and we'll start with the Pellies. Ingram still out. I thought I saw Ingram listed as doubtful, so I thought there was a chance he was coming back. Looks like he's going to sit another one out. Najee Marshall also on the report. He's listed as questionable. On the Kings side, Malik Monk is still not back. Still no Monk. And Keegan Murray on the report, he's listed as questionable. So before we get into this one, we need to point out that this is a huge game here for both teams. You got the Pelicans sitting in the 6th spot, just out of the play-in tournament. They're only one game up on the Suns. They do have the tiebreaker, though, on Phoenix. The Kings are in the 8th spot, just one game back of the Suns, but the Kings have the tiebreaker on both those teams. So if the Kings are able to win this game, Sacramento could potentially jump all the way up to the 6th seed by the end of the season. Betting trends on the New Orleans side, Pellies are just 2-7 against the spread in their last 9. They are 6-3 against the spread in their last 9 on the road, though. So the fact that they're going on the road to Sacramento, maybe just what this team needs. Also, unders. Pelicans 1-7 to the under in their last 8 road games. So unders have been cashing in these Pellies road games. Sacramento 7-7 against the spread in their last 14. Just 5-9 against the spread at home since the All-Star break, though. They are 3-2 against the spread in their last 5 at home. So it looks like things are turning around a little bit for the Kings lately. Sacramento has also been heavily trending towards the under. Kings 2-10 to the under in their last 12 games, 2-8 to the under in their last 10 at home. And in this particular head-to-head matchup, Kings are just 2-7 against the spread in their last 9 against the Pellies. So they've really struggled with this team. And it's also been unders. 1-5 to the under in the last 6 meetings between these two. So let's match these teams up on the court. We'll start with some net efficiency numbers in the last 10 games. On paper, these two teams, as far as raw data goes, they're pretty close. 15th to 13th in overall efficiency in the last 10. Kings have been slightly better, but when you look at the strength of schedule, 14th to 1st. So, yeah, these two teams have been pretty close in the last 10, but Kings have played a significantly stronger schedule. Both teams running a snail pace. In the last 10 games, I think they're 26th and 28th in pace. Let's take a look at the matchup for the Pelicans offensively, and obviously the Kings defense has the edge on this side. The Kings have been playing great defense. It's not completely across the board, though. Kings have the rebounding edge, but look at free throw rate. 2nd to 26th. The Kings have been fouling a lot. Pelicans on the season, 9-5 against the spread against the bottom 5 defenses in free throw rate. Shot zones for the Pelicans offense. Ever since Ingram got injured, New Orleans has been really one-dimensional offensively, really reliant on scoring on the interior. 53% of the New Orleans Pelicans shot attempts in the last 10 games have come from these two zones, in the paint and at the rim. That plays directly into the strength of the Kings defense. I know these numbers aren't particularly impressive in the last 10 games here for the Kings, but keep in mind, they're first in strength of schedule. They played a really strong schedule, and they're still putting up solid numbers on the defensive interior. So even though I do expect the Pellies to get trips to the foul line in this one, overall, I don't like the matchup for them. I think the Kings defense is going to give them some problems. On the other side, we got the Kings offense, and Sacramento's doing a lot of things well, but they just cannot get their shots to fall. 26th in effective field goal percentage in the last 10 games. They've been protecting the basketball. They're not turning it over. They're active on the offensive glass. The thing is, New Orleans' defense is actually really good in those two departments. There is one angle I definitely like for the Kings offense here. Look at the Pelicans' defensive numbers at the three-point line. No defense in the NBA over the last 10 games have allowed opponent three-point attempts at a higher rate than the Pellies. So Pelicans opponents have gotten a ton of looks from three in the last 10. Not only do the Kings love to shoot the three, but it's pretty much the only shot that's been consistently falling for the Kings recently. So the outside shot should definitely be there for Sacramento. But remember, like I said earlier, the Kings shots have not been consistently falling. It's tough to rely on the Kings offense right now. And something I like for the Pelicans defense, they've actually done a solid job against the fast break recently. You might look at these numbers and say 18th and 10th. I mean, that's nothing crazy. But those are numbers on the full season. They were struggling early. Since the All-Star break, they're actually 7th in defensive efficiency and transition, which makes placing a bet on Sacramento here really tough. But it's a big game. I like the matchup for both defenses. They're both running a slow pace. Yes, I'm a little worried about the Kings' three-point shooting, but without Malik Monk, I don't think we can trust the Kings' offense. Tell me why we're not taking the under here. Both teams trending heavily towards the under. I like the matchup for both defenses. They're both playing slow paces. I already bet it. Give me the under at 219. The only other game I'm going to mention in this video is Knicks Celtics in Boston, and I already bet it. Took the Knicks on the money line at plus 110. This is solely a bet on the current Boston Celtic effort. Their last game against the Bucks, the Celtics took 52 three-point shots. 52 attempts from three, 0 free throw attempts. Let me repeat that. They took 52 three-point shots, didn't attempt a single free throw. If that doesn't scream, we no longer give a shit about this season, I don't know what does. Meanwhile, you got the Knicks. They could still get the 2 seed. The Knicks are in a battle for seeding in the Eastern Conference right now. If they win this game, all they need is a Bucks loss, and the Knicks could realistically grab the 2 seed in the East. So Knicks have a lot to play for. I expect the Knicks to come in with energy. And not to mention, in recent years, the Knicks have not had problems going on the road in Boston and winning. They've done it several times. So I'm on the Knicks here. I took the money line. Like I said earlier, live show, 4 p.m. Eastern time. That's the NBA show. MLB live show, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. So MLB at 11:30, NBA at 4 p.m. Sorry. If you want our top bets for all sports parlays of the day, or you like, I got to stop saying parlays of the day. We don't really do that anymore. If you want our top bets or want to join our Discord, head over to KyleKirms.com. The information's right there on the homepage. Let's have ourselves a nice Thursday here. Not the most loaded day. Pick your spots, be smart, bet responsibly, and I'll talk to you in the Discord.